Welcome to this video on lifelong learning with technology for Curriculum 5018. We're going to briefly talk about the ISTE standards for educators. That's what educators need to know to be able to prepare today's children for success. And then talk about creating a personal learning plan, which is how you're going to start working towards meeting these ISTE standards. So ISTE, the first version of the ISTE standards came out in 1998. And then they updated it in 2007, 2009, and again in 2017. I tell you this because they're very rigorous standards that were carefully created based on what many throughout the world felt that is important for students and educators to know. So if you look at the ISTE website, there's multiple types of standards. So we've looked at standards for students, what students need, educators, and then education leaders. In fact, there's even more. There's ISTE standards for coaches, and then this is computational thinking competencies for educators. And computational thinking is a way of thinking in algorithms and stuff. And so that's like a different topic as well. But within the educators, which is what we're focusing on right now, these are the areas that they cover. Educators being a learner, a leader, a citizen, collaborator, designer, facilitator, and analyst. So today we're going to focus on being a learner. Why? Because, well, we talked about how we live in a network society and things are changing and we are learning to communicate and interact differently. Also because I can't just teach you how to use a technology tool because it's going to change anyway. These are screenshots of Microsoft Word from 1984 to 2019. I could have taught you how to use Microsoft in 1984, but it wouldn't help you a lot with today's Microsoft Office. Because things change so rapidly, you have to figure out how to learn yourself. Because what's going to be most effective for students in 10 years is different from today. So it's important that you come up with a way to continually develop yourself, your knowledge, your abilities in order to best serve today's learners. And that's where the learner ISTE standard comes in. These are the three pieces they talk about as a learner. We're going to start with these two, that we want to pursue professional interests by actively participating in local and global learning networks, since we're in a network society, and then staying current with research. So what it looks like to participate in the local and global learning networks means that you're going to be tuned in to what people are talking about today. And as that changes, you'll have sources for continually staying updated on what we know about teaching and learning and what students need. So one way to think of this is to think of microbursts of learning, because teachers are very busy. It's very hard to sit down and spend several hours a day learning. But there are some tools you can do to put these little microbursts of learning into your day. For example, there are podcasts. Podcasts come out. Some of them are really short, like 5 minutes. Some of them are long, like 45 minutes. But they're just audio recordings that people put out about what's currently known, new ideas, and things like that. You can listen to that in the car. You can listen to it while you exercise, while you're walking to class. I used to do that all the time, and I still do in my car. And a lot of the things that I've learned have actually come from podcasts. So that's a great way to fit in microbursts of learning. Another thing you can do is on your computer or on your phone, on social networks, you can follow certain educators or scholars so that when you're going through Facebook or whatever social networks you use and you're seeing what's happening with your friends, you'll also see some little microbursts of educational research or knowledge that come from other people or groups you're following. So that's what we mean by setting up a personal learning environment or a personal learning network, is we're coming up with a space that helps us stay connected to new knowledge and information as it comes about. So I like to break it down into these areas that we're going to read, we're going to listen and watch, follow, and do. So we can read things like books, articles, magazines, websites, and blogs. Blogs can be very fun to read because they're really up to date. They include images and videos and links. And so that's a great way to stay up to date when you have time. We can listen and watch to podcasts. You can follow YouTube channels, Vimeo, TikTok actually now has a lot of educational videos. That's another way to support your ongoing learning. Follow, we want to take advantage of the networks we have today. We can follow Twitter, Facebook, whatever social network you use, so that you're seeing those ideas as you look through things from your friends and family. And then there are also some things we can do. There are some free online courses that are called MOOCs. We can also blog ourselves and collaborate with others. So let me briefly talk about MOOCs. MOOCs are massive open online courses. They were very popular about 10 years ago. Their popularity has diminished, but the idea behind them, that there's free courses online, has not changed. There's still a lot of free courses online where you can learn a lot of things. It's how I've gained a lot of my technical skills. And so you can find these courses through Coursera, edX, all these different companies. There's also this MOOC-list.com where you can look and find different open courses that are available from anyone. And they're free. A lot of the time you can start them anytime you would like. And so that's another way if you want to have some more concentrated time to develop your own learning. The first part of the learner standard is actually to set professional goals. And that's something we're going to be doing together as you set your personal learning plan. All right, so main takeaways. The ISTE standards, they help us identify what students and teachers need today for a network society. As an educator learner, you need to find ways to maximize microbursts of learning. Develop your personal learning environment and network, and set professional learning goals. Thanks.